Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty, and welcome into my kitchen. And so, let me tell you, this weekend my brother on Facebook was asking if anybody had a great recipe for a banana nut bread. Well, guess what that did? That triggered me to wanting a banana nut bread. Now, I've made several different recipes of banana nut bread, but this was my friend Carolyn. This was her recipe, and so I thought I'd give it a try. I don't know if my brother ever even tried it or not, but I'm going to try it today with you guys. So, she said to make sure that you have really super ripe bananas. Well, this was the ripest I had, and she said the blacker the better, the gushier and gooier on the inside, and the skin completely black is the best kind. But we don't have that, and I've got the craving now. So let's just get started with this first off. And it says 3 to 4 bananas, so I'm going to go ahead and put in 4. Some of these are big bananas and some of them are smaller, but I am going to use 4 bananas today, alright? And some people say that you need to toast your walnuts that you're going to put in there ahead of time, and I have done that before just to try out a different recipe that I had received, and they are good, but I'm not going to toast my walnuts today, okay? And if you are allergic to nuts, you simply just don't put the walnuts in. Alright, so I have my 4 bananas. Unfortunately, they're not ooey gooey like Carolyn said they should be, but hopefully they're still going to work. And so I'm just simply taking a fork and mashing my bananas really good. And I'll put them into the mixer bowl here. Our spring has sprung, and it's actually going to be up in the 90s by the end of the week here. And today is kind of an overcast day, and it's only in like maybe 70 degrees outside, so it's kind of a nice day. I know some of you are getting snow still. I cannot even believe that. But we don't get snow here. We get rain, and we get 110 degrees in the summertime here. And I'm in beautiful Northern California. And yes, some people think, what, California gets that hot? It does. Sometimes it even gets up into the teens of 115, 117. Yeah, those are miserable days, but we do get that every year, at least a couple days. Alright, so we have our 4 bananas here, nice and mashed up. And we're going to go ahead and start mixing that on the mixer, and I just add as I go. Let me add one more thing. The next thing it says to add is 2/3 of a cup of shortening. Now I buy my shortening in the bricks like this. I just find it to be easier. Unfortunately, the bad part about this is then you have just this little bit of shortening left over. And I put it in a Ziploc bag, but sometimes I don't get used to it. But maybe I should just fry it in the frying pan when I need, instead of, you know, butter or something, just to use it up. I don't know. But it ends up in a Ziploc bag, and most of the time it gets forgotten. Okay, so we're going to put this onto the mixer and let it start mixing, and then we will add to it as we go. So here we go, my lovely, lovely mixer. I don't know how I lived life without it, but I did for a long time. Okay. So it calls for 1.25 cups of buttermilk. Well, let me tell you folks, they were doing road construction. I was at the doctor's office for a checkup. I left the doctor's office and I went to Dollar General, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go all the way out to the grocery store for buttermilk. No, we're going to substitute. So I'm sure the buttermilk would be more creamy. But we are just going to use our 2% milk because I wasn't going to go to the grocery store. So we're going to put 2.25 cups of, 1.25 cup of buttermilk, or whatever milk you have on hand, which is what I'm doing. And then 2 eggs also. There's one. And there's 2. Okay, so those are our wet ingredients. And now I'm going to simply start adding my dry ingredients. It says to sift ahead of time. I never sift. I don't know, maybe my grandmother or my great-grandmother would argue with me, but I never sift. So I'm not going to sift. If you choose to sift, that's okay. So first thing I'm going to add is 1 teaspoon of salt. So 1 teaspoon of salt. I have this on my iPad, the recipe, because I'm not going to write it down unless I really like it, and then I'll write it down. And 1¼ teaspoon of baking powder and of baking soda. So 1¼ of each one. So here's our baking soda. There's 1 teaspoon. And then 1/4 teaspoon. And then the same amount with our baking soda. So there is 1 teaspoon. And here's our 1/4 teaspoon. Okay. All right, good deal. Now we are going to have 2/3 of a cup of, Patty, read ahead, 1 2/3 cup of granulated sugar. Guess what, you guys? If you watched me put my hummingbird feeders out, my hummingbirds are back, and they are emptying out their feeder every day. Alright, so here's our first cup of sugar. And then 2/3, I have a 1/3 cup measuring cup here, so I'm going to put 2 of them in. So yes, my hummingbirds are back. It's so awesome. I love to watch them. I did put the seed feeder out also for like the robins and the blackbirds and the bluebirds. Nothing, they're not touching it. And they're all around, but they don't want to go to it. I don't know why. Okay, and then our last ingredient before our walnuts is 2½ cups of flour. So here we are. I just used the all-purpose flour, not self-rising, because we put the baking soda and the baking powder in, so we don't need self-rising. Okay, I always take and top it off, even it out. I'm gonna stop it here. There's 1. Here's 2. And our half. Alright, we're going to let that start mixing nice and well. And then it calls for 2/3 cup of chopped walnuts. And this was the rest of the bag, so it's almost a full cup, and I'm just going to use a whole cup, because we love walnuts, okay? Now this is supposed to make 2 breads. Let me get this out of my way. So I'll take 1 bread to work. We'll have 1 with breakfast. Well, not the whole loaf. Good Lord. Hey, I went to the doctor today, and I lost 13 pounds. And he was so happy with me. I've never seen my doctor that happy with me. And then he's like, well, how did this happen? Are you trying to lose weight? And I was like, good gravy. You told me last visit that I had to lose weight. I mean, I know I'm not a healthy patient, All right, we're letting that mix up real well. We are preheating our oven. It is already preheated to 350 degrees, and when we put these in the oven, it says to bake for 50 to 60 minutes. I put my timer at 55 minutes, and I'm almost certain it will have to go to probably 60 or longer because my oven does not bake really hot. You know, I put it at 350. I should probably put it at 375, but we're going to try it at 350. All right. Here is our wonderful banana dough. It's off to the side. Okay. I'm going to pour this in, you guys. Till it's about half full there. There we go. And then we're going to come over and fill this one up as well. I love the way banana bread smells when you're cooking it, don't you? When you're baking it, oh, it makes the whole house smell so wonderful. I mean, it's so wonderful they make a candle after. It's got to be good, right? All right. All right, you guys. I'm going to put this in the oven for 55 minutes, and we will be back when it's done. It's going to be cooled off, flipped over, and we're going to have a little taste test. All right, you guys, here it is. Doesn't it look beautiful? And it smells wonderful. So we are going to try a piece. It's still very warm because it just popped right out of my pan. So it's still very, very warm. I love warm bread. This is like actually hot. Can you see the steam? We're having spaghetti tonight and salad, so maybe a slice of this with a little butter on the top will be our dessert. So good. Nothing like warm banana bread right out of the oven. And this is delicious, you guys. Carolyn, thank you so much for that recipe. It's a total thumbs up. I love it. I'm going to have it for dessert. Hope you guys will try it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you real soon. Have a good day. Take care. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this piece of bread.